Okay, let's talk about the energies this month. So this is mid-April to mid-May, and this season is more about the transition from spring into summer. We're really settled into spring. We've been growing in foundational roots, and we're feeling strong again. We're feeling like we can emerge again. So with this energy, I still want us to take things very slow and very cautiously. Midway through this season, early May is officially the transition from high peak spring into summer. And we can feel that, right? The spring flowers have come out and you can start feeling those hot days creeping in. So with this energy, let's associate it with expansion. So bonfires, reconnecting with what makes you feel alive. You're not planting seeds anymore. You're going ahead and nourishing what's already begun to grow. So we think about sensual, expressive, alive, steady growth, right? We're not just pushing at the bit right now. If you believe in New Year's resolutions, I actually think this is the best month to do that. This is definitely the we can get up and go and move again. So if you want to do, we'll get into this in the movement section, but for example, a very easy, simple 15-minute a day fill in the blank challenge to try to get yourself back into things slowly is the perfect type of thing to do in this season and this energy. We also want to learn how to express our true and authentic selves. And what I mean by this is now that we have this fresh start for this year, we've planted our roots, we want to figure out what we want to do with those roots. And that's truly coming into our own and expressing ourselves as our authentic selves. Let's talk about our chakras. We've discussed energies before, but this month our chakra energy is our throat chakra. So even if you know nothing about this type of modality, if you can imagine a blue light in the center of your throat, that's your energy center. A lot of us have this area clogged up, not working as well as it could, right? We don't fully get to express ourselves. This is not just our voice. This is how we communicate with others, whether it's typing an email or our body language. It's all associated with this throat chakra. So I'm going to attach some videos here that explain a little bit more about it. But essentially, it might be out of balance if you feel like you can't speak up, if you feel unheard, if you feel misunderstood, if you have actual sore throats. And good ways to support our throat and opening this channel are by humming and singing and chanting, maybe reading and journaling out loud. I'm going to go ahead and attach, along with this, some singing resources. So, of course, there's a free one. He's amazing. I would check him out. If you're willing to get an app and go through a paywall, but it's a fantastic app, Simply Singing. I do recommend, however, if you're going to go through the onboarding, go ahead and let any family, friend, neighbors know what you're doing. At some point, they ask you to scream the word hey really loudly 3 times. It was all to teach me what my voice range was, which I've never known before. And then this app adjusts the songs to be within my voice range. And so songs I've never been able to sing before, I can now because it's in my range. So even learning that and all of the techniques it had to share was really fun. This is an opportunity, if you have a chance to sing out loud and you haven't done it in a while, if you do happen to be a car driver and maybe you're by yourself, maybe you're with others, go ahead and start singing. Why not? That might be hard if you are commuting with others, but is there any way, any point, any time you can just maybe be by yourself and just let yourself sing again? Because it just feels so good, even if you're not very good at it. I'm not very good at it, but it feels great to sing again. And especially if you're not trying to push it too hard, really learning about your voice and that little way that you communicate is such a big thing. So that's your throat chakra. And then going ahead and talking about the energy aspects, this month is all about Brahmacharya, which is about non-excess. Now, you might think of this as about restriction, but we're going to go ahead and flip that into this is actually about channeling your energy in a way that feels nourished and aligned. As always, I'm going to link some stuff here to go further into this, including Deborah Adele, whose book we're basing this off of. But essentially, it's about acknowledging the excess and not stepping into it. So saying no when you feel overwhelmed. Eating until you're satisfied, not stuffing yourself, is a good example of removing yourself and avoiding the excess, right? Being mindful with your consumption. This is media, this is food, this is purchases, financial health, right? Being mindful of where you go to excess with things and maybe pulling back a little bit. Honoring rest when everyone says hustle is another way. You're pulling back from the excess. So when you do that, you are able to find clarity in the quiet and the stillness and realize what you actually want and what you actually think and how you actually feel about things. And then that ties back into your throat chakra of how you are expressing yourself with your strong, lovely, beautiful roots you've been building. So this is our transitional month. It's great. We're setting the groundwork for big, momentous things. We're doing it slowly and carefully. We're learning how to express ourselves, and we're learning what we actually want by removing the excess. So I hope this makes sense for all of our beautiful transition to summer energies. Look forward to the other 3 videos where we'll talk about the movement, the wellness, and your room of the month. I look forward to talking to you guys.